A sprawling suburb of 88,000, the city of Newton is dotted with 13 distinctive villages. None is more colorful than the tight-knit enclave of Nonantum, where change is slow, and that's a great thing to the many longtime shopkeepers.
Nonantum is old school neighborhood, a lot of family businesses here. That's the only way you keep a culture going, is that you have people that come in and take over for the generation before, and they continue with the same quality.
DiPasquale's Sausage Company on Watertown Street is a prime example of that link, so to speak, from one generation to the next. Steve DiPasquale took over crafting handmade sausages from his father, who took over from his father, a span that will total a century next year.
We're a destination spot. You know, that's what makes us viable. Destination spots, people will come from everywhere. We have the product they want. They can't get it anywhere else, not what we do, because it's unique.
And it's not just unique because the pork sausages are made from a time-honored recipe. DiPasquale's also reeks of old-world charm.
When people walk in here, they walk in and they stop and they take a breath and smile and enjoy the ambiance. This is a place where people go to relax and have an experience. They know why they came. The smell alone, they said, if I could package that, I wouldn't have to do the rest. But I think that wouldn't last very long.
Walk Nonantum and you'll find so many stores that have withstood the test of time. Swartz Ace Hardware has had only 2 owners in its 128-year history. At one time, there was a gentleman's club in the basement here with its own bowling alley. Longtime Swartz employee and Nonantum native Leanne Spataro also tells us back in the day, this heavily Italian neighborhood even had its own slang language.
Mush is the most popular, and that is a man. Divya means crazy. Jivel would be a girl. Muska, a police officer. Even today, you'll walk down the street and you'll hear a "Hey Mush," or, you know, "Look at that Jivel," or something like that.
There were, in fact, hundreds of words that made up this secret language of Nonantum.
Everybody that lived here knew, so it was kind of a joke when people from even the other side of Newton would come over, because you could say pretty much anything and they had no clue what you were saying, so we had fun with that.
Another way you know you're in the Newton village of Nonantum, everything screams Italian. From the sidewalks to the signposts to the fire hydrants, everywhere they're flying the colors. The owners of the venerable Nonantum Bakery, Antoine's Pastry Shop, are not Italian, they're French. But when they opened in 1954, making classic Parisian pastries, they quickly realized their mostly Italian neighbors also longed for the breads and sweets they could only get in the North End.
In those days, you know, the Italian pastries were not known like it is today. You have to go to a special bakery. And so the Italian used to have to, so my brother said, why don't we start making Italian pastry? So these people that live in Newton that are Italian will come to us. So we start making, because cannoli is an Italian pastry, it's not a French pastry, but it's a big seller for us now.
Everything here is made like it was to be served at the Ritz. No skimping on real whipped cream, butter, cheese for ricotta pies. At the holidays, crowds line up for Antoine's artisan cakes, tarts, Italian pastries, and cupcakes. Even the cannoli shells are made from scratch and never filled until a customer walks up to the counter.
People want cannolis, they wait there, we go in the back and we fill 6 cannoli or 12 cannolis right there. And when they eat it, it's a big difference.
That is delicious,
Cannoli.
as it is messy.
Talk about old school. Nonantum even has its own boxing club. It was started by a group who grew up in this neighborhood and wanted to offer locals of all ages a chance to enjoy the benefits of a sport they love. And whether the goal is to become a professional prize fighter or just learn self-confidence, self-defense, and get into shape, the Nonantum Boxing Club offers something for everyone.
It's one-on-one kind of thing. It's not like a team sport where people can help you. So when you're learning it, you're learning basically how to perform in front of everybody. It's like, and that's the hard part, is learning how to stay calm under pressure, throw correctly, move correctly while everybody's watching you. So it's hard. It's mentally tough. It's physically tough.
Hit is out in. 50% of participants at this gym now are women, and you can only sign up for one of their popular after-school programs if you have good grades.
It's part of that program is you have to show your report card, and you have to make sure you are doing well in school, and if you need help, we'll be here to help. You know, we put up table, we have them do homework after workout if they need to.
There does seem to be like a resurgence of the sport. What is that about, do you think?
I think it's the workout of it is really caught on. People really like to hit stuff and take out stress and stuff like that, and I think that catches on. It will never get old. Boxing will always be around because it's a great workout and it's a great way to get out some stuff, you know.
You know, it truly feels like Nonantum is this tight-knit throwback community, even referring to itself as a village of tradition.
And they have a lot of traditions. Every year, as an example, they have an organization called the Nonantum Christmas Party Association, and they throw a party in a park with the 18-foot-high Santa Claus, which is awesome. They also have a multi-day Italian festival every July, and these are traditions that have been going on for years and years and continues. It's great.
You felt that. All right. Next, Quincy is having a foodie moment. Nicole Estefan is on her way.